As we can see in this video that this is a true typical PPC which had a pre-existing defect in the posterior capsule. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to manage a typical posterior polar cataract. The rexes in these cases I make a little smaller than the usual because obviously it gives me more support later on in case I have to put the lens on the anterior capsule in the sulcus. After making the first incision comes the most important step of the surgery, which is hydrodelineation. After removing the visco, I embed the cannula in the nuclear material and very gently try to delineate the endonucleus. Here you see we have achieved a very good hydrodelineation with a clear cleft between the epinucleus and the endonucleus. Thereafter, I start my phaco and remove the superficial cortex. Here I'm pretty sure that the hydrodelineation has given me a very good plane between the endonucleus and the epinuclear bowl, so to say, in this particular case. So I'm going to try and drench to make a hinge of sorts between the two heminuclei and try and flip them out by folding them one over the other. That is a technique which I generally use in soft cataracts. It works sometimes it doesn't. Here you see I'm trying to fold it on top of each other and flip it out. Managed to do it partially but not completely. Now I already know that there is a complete division between the endonucleus and the epinuclear plate. So as I am not able to flip the nucleus out, I decide to divide it, which I achieve very easily. Just a gentle division. I don't want to put pressure on the epinuclear plate. And once the division is done, the two heminuclei prolapse out very easily, allowing me to remove the entire endonuclear complex in the anterior chamber. Once that is done, we move to the other part, the other important part of managing a PPC, wherein we try to dislodge the epinuclear plate from all the quadrants but remove it in toto, bringing the entire complex in the anterior capsule. Here you can see I am able to remove the distal 180 degrees of the capsule, and I notice that the plaque is now mobile. Somewhere around here I notice a rent in the posterior capsule just above the plaque. So I stop the manipulation, remove the second instrument, inject viscoelastic while keeping my foot on position 1 so that there is no decompression of the chamber. And here on I decided to remove the epinuclear plate gently with the help of only irrigation and aspiration. You see now I am dislodging the proximal 180 degrees of the epinuclear plate. I'm going to try and bring the whole complex in the AC and then eat it in toto, leaving just few patches of cortex on the posterior capsule with the rent. I was lucky in this case because the vitreous was not disturbed, and that allowed me to operate at a safe distance from the posterior capsule. Had there been vitreous in the AC, I would not have been able to do these maneuvers as easily as I was able to. I'm waiting for the entire epinucleus to be eaten by the aspiration cannula. Thereafter, I progress to remove the cortex. I tried to avoid coming in and out of the chamber multiple times because sudden decompressions would have led to possible vitreous prolapse and loss. So I tried to manage with a single entry, removing as much of cortex as possible. Plus, I'm also trying to remove the cortex in toto. That small bits and pieces are not lost to the posterior capsule. Here you see I'm going to change hands. So before I bring out the irrigation cannula, I inject some visco and I start from the other direction. I removed the cortical matter from the area of the posterior capsular rent, the last, because I had to be the most delicate with this part. very gently. Thankfully, again, there was no vitreous loss and I was able to execute the step properly. Now we can see a clear cut longitudinal pole to pole tear, which is very typical of a posterior polar cataract. Then I just took the lens and inserted it on top of the anterior capsule in the sulcus. Ideally, it should have been a 3-piece lens, but in private practice, a lot of times we are not able to do things ideally. One haptic inside, and then the trailing haptic inside. I also tried to do optic capture in this case. Again, as I said, it's better in a 3-piece lens, but I have done it earlier in single piece lenses as well, and we'll be surprised to know that a lot of time it does work. So it's definitely worth a try. Here you can see that the optic does get captured at 9 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, you can see the lens going behind the anterior capsule. After that, I injected a little bit of triamcinolone acetate to see if there was any vitreous in the AC. Washing it out, I realized that there was no vitreous strand in the AC. And thereafter, it was just a matter of clearing the AC of the triamcinolone and the leftover visco. While hydrating the wound, I kept the irrigation cannula inside because, like I said earlier, sudden decompression should be avoided. While keeping the cannula inside, I hydrated 2 wounds, which gave me some protection, and quickly hydrated the 3rd wound as well. And that's it. Thank you.